All right, it's finally here. Lil Wayne. The Carter 5. Who the fuck wasn't waiting for this thing? I'll be honest, I was not super hyped to hear a new Lil Wayne album in 2018. My sort of expectations had dropped quite a bit just because there's been so many mixtapes and just random projects that have come out over the years that have sort of started to make me distanced from my Lil Wayne fandom, which has been a thing in my life since I was like 12, 13 years old. I've told this story on the podcast before where I found a Lil Wayne, The Block is Hot CD inside of a Wu-Tang CD inside the computer lab in my class in high school. And that sort of was my introduction to Cash Money in general. And, been a fan for a super long time. Obviously loved his run all through the 2000s before he sort of got caught up with all this label bullshit and hasn't been able to put anything out for a long time. So as a result, I kind of lost track of my love for Lil Wayne's music. And to be honest, I don't normally do this immediate album review thing. This has been out for less than 24 hours. I find that to be a sort of unpleasant way to listen to music on a personal level. Like when projects come out, a lot of times I sort of take my time before I jump in and start, really trying to form an opinion of it. But yesterday I was actually driving to go see Kenny Beats in the studio. Kenny Beats not a part of the Lil Wayne album as far as I know. And, I saw that the album was out. I knew that X had a feature on the first song. Had to hear it. Put it in, driving on the highway, and I just got hyped as fuck. And it just motivated me to just make this video this morning and say that Lil Wayne is definitely back. I'm really fucking with this album, to be totally honest. But yeah, anyway, so I get to Kenny Beats' studio and I'm ranting and raving about it. And then I get a text from Bootleg Kev. Bootleg Kev is like, yo, I'm at this Lil Wayne listening party. And then I remembered that I had actually RSVP'd to this Lil Wayne listening party. I'm like, Kenny, go with me. Go with me. Let's go. Let's go to this party. Finally, he's like, all right, let's go. He hops in my car. We go. I drive to the club that I thought that the party was at. We get there and realize the party is definitely not there. I go into my email and I'm like, shit, it's like 12 miles away from here. Kenny had to tap out like a little girl. No offense, Kenny. He had to tap out and he had to go home. A lot of complicated geographical reasons for this. But so then I grabbed one of the plug and we went to the party. And I just want to say that, okay, multiple cool things took place. And I know this is not really directly related to the Lil Wayne album, but I saw Wiz Khalifa. I was walking towards him. And I'm still in the position where I feel like I have to introduce myself. Like, I don't know if fucking Wiz Khalifa knows who I am, right? I thought there was a chance. But I was like, yo, bro, I love you. I love your music. We should do an interview sometime. He's like, I know who you are, bro. Because I was like, I'm Adam, no jumper. He's like, I know, man, I know. And I was like, holy shit, Wiz knows who I am. That's tight. And I got his dude's contact info. So that interview definitely could happen in the future. But then also, I was talking to the skateboarder who was in Lil Wayne's section. And he was like, you want me to introduce you to him? I'm like, boom, yeah, let's do it. I meet Lil Wayne for like 2 seconds. I'm like, Adam, no jumper. I do the best interviews in the game. Holler at me. My little speech that I give whenever I meet anyone. And Wayne was being cool, but then his attention got drawn right away. But then there's this motherfucker in a tuxedo right next to him. And he's like, hey, man, I know who you are. I'll fuck with you. Like, I'm on Wayne's team. Like, get my info. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, what do I save your number as? He goes, oh, it's Mac Main. I'm like, oh, my God, Mac Main. Because he's wearing a fucking tuxedo. Somehow in my mind, I see a dude in a tuxedo. It doesn't, really, come to the front of my consciousness. Like, maybe this is Mac Main. Maybe this is the president of Young Money. Anyway, we exchanged info. So who knows? That Lil Wayne thing might happen as well. Anyway, it was kind of a cool party. Had a good time. Trippie Redd was in there. A couple other homies. The album, though, man, it just feels like 5 years of just stored up heat. It's like we didn't get a real look at a real Wayne project for such a long time. And then we get this project, and it's like I feel like a lot of people probably thought that maybe Wayne had sort of lost interest in making music, and maybe he was sort of like separated from what made him great at a certain point. Because you have to remember, this, you know, we've had so little of Lil Wayne for so many years now. But for the years preceding that, we had a ton of Lil Wayne, like arguably way too much. He was putting out a ton of music. He was the dude who was featured on every single fucking song for such a long period of time, like Quavo right now, but like way crazier than it is for Quavo in terms of just Wayne being featured on every friggin' Paris Hilton song, etc. So like, you know, something happens when you become the hottest dude in the game and people, you know, just get so inundated in your content. You know, it's like you start to occupy a different place. And now we've had, you know, even though it's not for good reasons, we've had a lot of scarcity in the Lil Wayne verse market. And so for him to just come back, this is just like a triumphant album all the way through. I mean, I've only listened to it maybe 3-4 times. I'm still kind of working on like figuring out what songs I'll skip as I continue listening to it. But I mean, some early favorites, obviously Don't Cry with X. I'm just happy about that. I think, I think it's great that he honored X by just including him on this project, even though it's really just X's voice on the chorus a little bit. It's not exactly like, it's not even an X verse, you know, in comparison, the Peep and X song has a lot more of X actually like rapping. He's really only saying like 3 words. But, I mean, hey, it's an honor. I mean, not an honor for me, but it's an honor just to have X involved on a project of this scale. It's just really kind of crazy to see his impact reach that level. But from there, another one that stands out like crazy is this Kendrick Lamar one, Mona Lisa. Oh my Lord. This song is fucking crazy. It's a crazy conceptual record where you got Wayne and Kendrick sort of playing different roles in the story. And, you know, I looked it up on Rap Genius and I was just like reading along with the lyrics, which makes me feel like I'm listening to a freaking Cradle of Filth record in 7th grade, just like reading along. It's actually a good experience. Like, I feel like you could listen to an album and then you can listen to an album with Rap Genius up, and it's like an additional experience. And this is not a Rap Genius plug. I don't give a shit about Rap Genius. This is just, you know, any lyrics site. Reading along to the lyrics and even stopping to read some of the thoughts that people have posted can be a really enjoyable experience in terms of getting a more intimate understanding of it. But I really suggest reading the one about this song, regardless of whatever state it's in, because if you actually really pay attention to what Kendrick is saying in the beginning, it's kind of foreboding and sort of makes it feel as if there might be more truth to this story, and Kendrick's almost sort of worried about airing it out. I don't know. That might just be done for effect, but who knows? I mean, I actually really enjoyed this Nicki Minaj one. Like, at first, I was like, wow, this is lame. He's talking about intergalactic love and stuff. But then, you know, I really started to get into it, and I was like, you know what? Actually, this is a Nicki Minaj performance, sans 6ix9ine, that I can actually get behind. This is really enjoyable. And then the Travis Scott one is pretty tight. I'm wondering if it is the one from 2014. Like, a lot of this stuff, like, it doesn't really feel dated to me. If anything, it feels refined, which is like not the Wayne that we're kind of like used to getting. Where, you know, like when I think about great Lil Wayne, peak Lil Wayne, it was crazy, drugged out freestyle mixtape Lil Wayne. And this is a very different, more adult Wayne who, you know, there's just a lot more attention put into the lyrics and stuff. It's actually funny to think that Lil Wayne used to be considered like the fucking antichrist of lyricism and rap. And now, I mean, when you listen to this album, it's like, who's rapping better than him right now? And you know what I was thinking about? This is almost kind of fucked up for me to say. Remember how Young Thug was supposed to be like the anti Lil Wayne, in the sense that like, oh, Thug is like the newer, weirder, crazier Wayne, you know? And like, look at the level of excitement about this release versus the level of excitement about like Thug's last couple projects. These careers have really like gone in different directions that nobody could have expected. And I mean, I like Thug's output still, but it is interesting to think that, you know, Thug is still sort of in that crazy freestyle punch-in all kinds of different melody stage of his career, which is like still closer to what Wayne was doing before, like on his mixtape run versus Wayne now, where I almost like could compare this to, I feel like Wayne somehow, I get a similar feeling to when I was listening to the Eminem album a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago, where it's like he's one of the few dudes who's like a massive rap star who's still putting this much attention into their lyrics and just going crazy, bro. I don't know. I gotta admit, I love this project. The intro from his mom is crazy. This one with his fucking daughter is really good. YFN Lucci was at the party. Mac Main does make an appearance, and this last one, let it all work out. That one made an impression on me too. I mean, I'm still getting familiar with it. I'm still sort of allowing my opinion to settle in, but let me know. This isn't just one man's opinion. This is a conversation. Trademark Phil DeFranco. Also, this sweatshirt is available from nojumper.com. Actually, I'm just kidding, but this hat, theoretically, well, no, that's probably not either. But there's a lot of stuff on nojumper.com. And also, this sweatshirt, Lil Xan left this at my store, so I'm wearing it. That's your explanation for why I have this on. Also, it's a large. I'm more of an XL. Lil Wayne, we love you. This project's fire. Let me know your thoughts down below. Peace.